Hey everybody. Um, yeah, I guess we're going to get started now. Today I'm going to be drawing a little bit of character design for PlayStation and Xbox. Okay, weird. Oh, I know what's happening. I'm hearing myself in the voices because I'm listening to myself. Give me a moment. This is very off-putting. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. It's hard to concentrate when you're listening to your voice in your own head. So last week we touched on old design, old technology being the first computer. And this week I'm going to, like I said, be doing Xbox and PlayStation. I have a little bit of information up here about PlayStation and Xbox. And if you want to comment which one's your favorite, I'm personally a PlayStation person. I can't stand Xbox. It keeps crashing on me when I try to use them. So that's a problem that I probably should fix. Otherwise, I just kind of play a PlayStation. I've had a PlayStation for 4-ish years. I bought it when I started going into college, so always kind of used it. Kind of the start, what I was thinking is I did some research. PlayStation was first created in 1994 by Sony, so it's over 20 years old. It's like 25 or 6 or 26, maybe 26 this year, the first PlayStation. And then Xbox was actually first developed in 2001. So there's almost a 5 years difference between the two. So my thought was have them be siblings, like you know how sibling rivalry. God, I can't say that word. Happens. There's like a kind of a connection there that they're bonded, but they can't stand each other sometimes, which is kind of why I chose this pose for my starting off pose for the characters. So that means at this stage, the eldest would be like a teenager, and then the youngest probably just got into middle school or just going like 16, 17 for the older for PlayStation. Yeah, I'll label these. And Xbox. And Xbox is obviously the one playing the system for what I'm going to draw. Because it's like, he's kind of like the one that's being taught how to play. Because the reason Xbox was really created was because because Microsoft really wanted to jump in on the fad of video games. Because up till the point that it was created, Sony and Nintendo had really gotten fairly popular, and so it just kind of wanted to jump on the bandwagon. So that's kind of this is like the younger sibling that always wants to do what the older sibling is doing. I mean, I'm talking from personal experience here. That's what I always wanted to do with my older brother. But it's kind of whatever. So if we start off with our characters here, so like I said, younger brother, older brother, or younger sister, older brother, whichever I plan to go with here. One just got into high school, one just got into middle school. I looked up some images, some really good reference images of just like other people work of kind of cartoonish stuff, or like video game players. And most of them are like a cool fad is like this video game style where it's t-shirt based. Whoopsies, I'm going to put this on a different layer. It's like t-shirt under a long sleeve shirt. Don't know if you've seen that style, but I have. So the older brother is going to have a t-shirt on with like, oopsies, a long sleeve shirt under it. I didn't notice I erased his elbow. Not really great start, but no big deal. I'll go back in and make this better. Oops. And then he has his long sleeve shirt over here. That's obviously going back behind the brother's arm. I think because he's a kid, I'm gonna kind of give him, like, this seems like a bedtime thing, so I think he's gonna be wearing like pajamas or something along that line. So he already has like the shorts on. Of like pajamas, like pajama bottoms. Oops. Whoops. Feel free to comment on anything that I'm saying, because I'm doing this solely based my opinion on both of the Xbox and PlayStation. And who knows, I could be wrong. I mean, I probably am wrong, but we won't go there to that extent. And then we'll give the boy a t-shirt as well. Like a standard bedtime t-shirt. Let's add some wrinkles. And then obviously the other older brother doesn't need to go to bed. His curfew was like 11 o'clock. That's if he has a curfew. I know that when I was growing up, Keegan's my brother, always had a later curfew than me, which always kind of drove me insane. Because it's just like, how dare you? Like, we're both siblings. I understood the reason for it. It's like, I am the younger, and I didn't watch him grow up, so it's like, he obviously had that when he was my age as well. But it was just like, kind of interesting in that sense that I was always slightly behind. But anyway, actually, I will tell you that my first game system wasn't actually at either of these. My first game system was the Wii, which you're like, oh my god, that's horrible. Like, most people had the NES or the GameCube. Nope. I started late. Didn't get anything until the Wii, and I don't even think we got that until I was like in middle school. Don't quite remember. It's kind of been a while since we've had the Wii. to put these seam lines in. Oops. Oh, this is a funky. I didn't look at this, the shape of this chair. Well, it's better, but yeah, I'll fix that later. So obviously he has a PlayStation controller in his hand. Or he's gonna have a PlayStation controller because he's the Xbox. So like, it's kind of what he does. His brother's teaching him the good way, but he wants to be extra. Let's see if I can find a good reference photo for a Xbox controller inside, or a PlayStation. Let's do Xbox. Controller. One thing I didn't look up. Here we go. So in his hand, I think a little bit would stick out. So like, probably about this much. And then it goes up like this, because it has that funky key in it. And it goes kind of up like this, and back around, and then into his hand. I'll fix his hand later. His thumb's probably up here. Probably clicking buttons. Oops. Not the cleanest hand in the world, but it will do for now. The other hand's behind the controller. And then let's get to his face. I kind of had some like really interesting expressions here. So I think I'm gonna make her. The younger sister. Younger sister's trying to be cool by playing the Xbox. And so with that, I think she's kind of really excited to be hanging out with her big brother. So let's see. I really like that face. So add a little nose. Let's work on the eyes first. Her eyes kind of. Oops. Oops, I'm doing with the wrong layer again. What are some other facts that I can tell you about PlayStation and Xbox while I'm doodling? So, the PlayStation, by 2005, actually became the This one's going to go off to the face. Actually became kind of like the first game system console to ever ship 1 million units. I mean, that's a lot in comparison to like other game systems, so it's kind of looks like that at all. I think those need to be bigger. Anyway, I'm just going to give rough outlines. Kind of a nose. Here's my reference. Here it is. Actually, let's see. Let's change this a little bit. So the nose actually goes here. I think I put these in a wrong location. So, boop. No, that would be. Over here, and it'll be wide-eyed with like a little bit of a iris there, or like a lash there. I'm not the greatest at faces. I'll get better at them over time. I just think I need to bump the scale up, but this is what I'm going to do for now. Actually, so this comes up.
What's up, nerd?
What?
What's up, nerd?
Sup? Just kind of doing my stream. But anyway, that's kind of face. And then I was thinking like a wide mouth because she's kind of happy playing her little game that her and her brother are hanging out with.
Talking to somebody?
I'm not really talking to somebody. I'm talking to people. I have 2 viewers right now.
Oh.
I'm doing
I
this.
just want to make sure you're not talking to me and wanting a response.
No, I'm not. By the way, this is my dad. I'm actually at home. I'm in my Milwaukee apartment, but we went on vacation. So I'm home for a few days. Oops. Like I said, everything's not proportionate. I'm not great at doing proportions right now. I'm also speed drawing this so I can get as much detail in as possible during kind of the stream as I can. Oh, I think I did this. Okay. Anyway, what else can I be talking about? I had more kind of thoughts on stuff. Fun fact, Xbox actually lost a huge amount of money in their starting production. Due to the fact that it was just starting off and people weren't really interested in trying something new like an Xbox, but they already had the PlayStation. So it lost almost $4 billion in revenue because of that, and so they had to try to do something different than their current competitors, and so they were the first ones to do an online gaming session, or like online gaming. So like Xbox Live is something that wasn't like a live interface between players, was something that Xbox actually started. And then a few years later, then PlayStation followed up with their kind of playable like interactive online streaming service, or like gameplay service. So that's kind of an interesting fact. Oh my god, this looks bad. I think I'm going to give... And then I just need a face for the older brother. I think he's watching intent. He's kind of happy for her that she's starting to get into the game. Can't remember which. I think he's also having kind of a good time, so let's give him this face. Kind of closed eye. Oops. Oh, my pen turned off. He's really enjoying himself as well. Oops, I set some high up. I think I need to edit the faces a little bit because I don't think the faces work necessarily with this face shape. But it's kind of like whatever. Oops. Yeah, that one, I like that face better than hers, but whatever, it's a start, it's a progress. This is only a 30-minute sketch, which we seem to kind of be nearing our end of time, so I think that will be all for my stream. I'm kind of sad no one joined in, but if you are watching this after the fact, hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments for me, you can always Slack me. We're all in the same Slack together. Otherwise, I will update you next week or 2 weeks from now about the end result on this project, and probably the one prior, because I didn't finish that one. So everyone have a good night and enjoy.